Sir, the IMF has leaked intel on illegal nuclear wars trades Russia with North Korea. Reported Monday that Russia boosted its trades with North Korea by 73% in the first 2 months of this year. Russia stepped in as China curbed its trade to the isolated nation after President Trump called for pressure on the North.
We have seen reports about Russia apparently making up for China's sanctions on North Korea. Moscow's assistance to Pyongyang has emerged not out of a desire to promote its nuclear program, but because Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, sees Kim very much like he sees his own country, victims of a US-led international system that tramples on their choices and sovereignty. Thus Russia intends to intervene. Pyongyang's economic engagement with Moscow ranges from small enterprises to large schemes that help Russia more cheaply fulfill its goals. The U.S. State Department approximates that around 20,000 North Koreans are sent, most forcibly, to work in Russia each year for Russian companies. Some estimates say the number is as high as 50,000. North Korea's largest moneymakers in Russia are in the fields of logging and construction. These workers live in slave-like conditions, are poorly fed and equipped, and only receive a small fraction of the salaries that they are due.
The Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Russia has hosted North Korean labor camps since 1967, when the then Soviet Union was shrinking its notorious Gulag system. Many Gulag camps had forced their prisoners to do hard, manual work. The arrival of North Koreans helped replace some of that cheap labor. These North Korean camps, which exist to this day, do the same kind of logging work in Siberia's harsh, endless forests that their Gulag predecessors once did.
These range from North Korean-owned, operated, and staffed restaurants in Russia's Far East, to small tourism operations. North Korea recently opened a travel agency in Russia to bring Russian tourists to North Korea. Russia has hosted North Korean labor camps since 1967, when the then Soviet Union was shrinking its notorious Gulag system. Many Gulag camps had forced their prisoners to do hard, manual work. The arrival of North Koreans helped replace some of that cheap labor. Russia has aided the country in other ways. In 2014, it forgave 90% of the nearly $11 billion in debt that it and the Soviet Union before it was owed by North Korea. The remaining portion of the debt was to be repaid to Russia by deposits into an account that could then be used to grow Russian-North Korean ties and trades. Passenger and cargo ferry service between Vladivostok, Russia, and Rosan, North Korea, was opened in May 2017. Russian businesses in Vladivostok often hire North Koreans to paint and decorate homes in their city. This is how North Korea got nuclear weapons in from Russia. Yes, under the ruse of international trade abuse. Intelligence indicates and identify the North Korean HS-12 as the Topol-12 and Russian-designed transport carriers.
House of Representatives imposed the toughest U.S. sanctions yet on North Korea and on companies that facilitate its nuclear weapons and missile programs. The measure has passed the Senate. This development with Russia only underscores that the United States cannot outsource the North Korea problem to Beijing.
We have a recurrence of the 1960s Cuban Missile Crisis here that could go super hot. And now Vladimir Putin wants to help negotiating peace relationships between the United States and North Korea. We got to find a way and a way fast to end this madness.